This is a great facility. We even had people out here this morning at about 8 o'clock swimming across the water, and it is clearly enjoyed by all. And it is a commitment that Governor Patrick has tasked me with, which is to focus DCR back on its core mission, which is to improve the quality of life in the communities where DCR is, and to enhance the visitor's experience when it comes into our facilities. That means maximizing our resources. That means building partnerships with the communities and the friends groups. And it also means reinvesting back into these facilities. And while we're certainly here today to dedicate this facility, we also are in some ways doing a groundbreaking. Off to my left will be a new playscape. As I understand it, it will be the top of the line playscape. In fact, we'll harken back to the history of the canal days, so it's going to have a little bit of a nautical theme to it, and that is supposed to be done by the end of the month. Now, partnerships are many things. As I've said, they certainly are with friends groups, and they are with the communities, and we have a strong one here in Winchester, and we thank everyone for that. But it also is with legislators, because certainly dedications like this don't happen, but more importantly, monies coming back to the community don't happen unless you have a strong legislative team and a strong voice representing the district down in Boston. Certainly Senator Shannon was that, and one of his last acts was to secure the $8 million over in Somerville for Dilboy Field, which back in 2006, DCR was proud to join with everyone and dedicate that new facility. But this facility and the reinvestment back in this facility and in all of her district certainly has been led by Senator Jalen and Representative Donato. That is behind me. One of the first meetings that I had was when Senator Jalen and Representative Donato pulled me over to the State House to begin the process of the dedication and the renaming of this facility for Senator Shannon. And then a follow-up meeting where the family was there, along with Representative Casey and Senator the other senators that co-signed onto the legislation. But it was led by Senator Jalen. And she has been a very strong voice, not only for the renaming here today, but the reinvestment in her entire Senate district. So it gives me great privilege at this time to introduce Senator Pat Jalen.
Well, I am also, like everybody else, so happy that we have a beautiful day and so many people here to celebrate the naming of this beach for my predecessor, Charlie Shannon. I'm so grateful to the selectmen in Winchester and to the Shannon family for picking this spot. There were a lot of thoughts that people had about what we should name after Senator Shannon. And this is such a perfect place. It reminds us of how much Senator Shannon cared about the outdoors and about young people, and I just want to remind you that there is another enduring memorial to Charlie Shannon, which is the Senator Shannon public safety grants, which help combat crime and youth violence and help young people develop. And particularly, there is a particular dedicated Shannon grant to the city of Somerville for teen empowerment to develop young people in our city. So I think there are many memorials. This is the most concrete and visible one, but there are many memorials to the fact that Senator Shannon cared about young people and cared about recreation in the outdoors. So I thank you all for being here. I'm sorry that I had previously scheduled something for 10, which I'm going to be late for, but I will slip out it's not any thought about this event. I hate to miss any piece of it, but I promised to be in another part of the Fells at 10 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to make it. but I'm so glad to be here, so glad to see so many of you, and I hope that someday someone will remember me in the same fondness that they have had for Senator Shannon. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Our next speaker, make no mistake about it, represents the Middlesex Fells. I can't tell you how many conversations in my short 15 months that I've had with Representative Donato, an extremely strong voice for the district that he represents, and it's my honor to introduce Representative Paul Donato.
Thank you. I come here today with the excitement and sadness. The excitement that we're going to have this particular area named for Senator Charlie Shannon, and sadness that Charlie is not here to be with us, but I know he's here in spirit. And I speak to you not as a public official now, but as a close personal friend of Charlie's. We met in 1991. I was the chairman of the Democratic City Committee, and he came, you know, big. I'm 6'3", and he was like 6'9". And Charlie came to me and said, I'm running for state senator. And I said, you know, good luck. And he said, and I'm a Republican. I said, well, I'm a Democrat. But he won, and I spent the next 3 years convincing him that the Democratic way was the right way for him to think about. And he finally changed his party affiliation and joined us. But Charlie and I and his family were very close personal friends. We spent our weekends in Florida together. He stayed at my home, and he loved to swim, and he loved the outdoors. He loved life, and when we were together, it was Charlie who embodied what public service is all about. It was with people. He was a people person. He could talk to anyone. We'd go into a restaurant, and the next thing you know, there would only be the four of us, Dorothy and Roseanne and I and Charlie, and before you know it, there was 40 of us, because he would be at the bar grabbing people over and saying, you know, this is the representative, I'm the senator, and he just had that magnetism of excitement of life, but wanted to help people in general. And, you know, he would look at this, he'd probably say to me, Paul, this is going to be like gee, they're naming this thing after me, right? I hope they don't think I'm a son of a beach. And, you know, so, but that was Charlie's personality. That was Charlie's life. That's what Charlie was about, because he cared about people. He cared about what was going on and how to help the little person. He cared for all of us in our district, but more important, he cared for everybody in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And when he saw what was going on with teen violence, and he saw what was happening with drugs and alcohol abuse at the teen level, he put that money in for the Shannon grant. So, because he still had that police instinct in him. He was always a police officer concerned about what was going on, and made sure that that money was in the budget, because he wanted to help those young people find a new way of life. I know that he would be so proud today to know that we are remembering him, and this will be a way for his legacy of 15 years as our state senator, 15 years of working for the people of this 2nd Middlesex District, but more important, being the person that he was. Kind, gentle, aggressive, but aggressive when he had to be in order to take care of the constituents that were in need. Charlie, we miss you, we love you, but more important, this is a legacy that I think you'll be proud of, will be proud of, and your friends here today will never forget what you have done for them in your career in public service.
Our next speaker will probably make the most memorable speech. That's Representative Jake Kaufman from Lexington, because he's opted not to speak and not have everyone sit here any longer, but we'd like to represent that he is here as well, so thank you for coming.